Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Be English podcast. I am your host, John Miller.
And I am Emily Carter. Hi, everyone. We are so happy you are joining us today.
We really are. For anyone who is new here, the goal of our podcast is to help you learn English in a simple, friendly, and encouraging way. We want you to feel like you are just sitting in a cafe having a nice chat with friends.
Exactly. Grab a cup of coffee or tea, relax, and let us practice English together. Oh, and before we start, please hit that subscribe button if you want to hear more from us. It really helps our channel grow.
Thank you, Emily. So today we are talking about a very important topic. We are going to talk about how we manage our time every day.
Oh, wow. Time management. This is something I struggle with sometimes, to be honest.
I think everyone does. There are only 24 hours in a day, and sometimes it feels like we have too much to do. So today, we will share our daily routines, how we plan our tasks, and how we stay focused.
I cannot wait to hear your tips, John. You always seem so organized.
Well, I try my best. I think a good day actually starts the moment you wake up. For me, the first thing I do every morning is write down my tasks.
Really? The very first thing?
Well, after making a cup of black coffee, of course. But yes, I sit at my desk in my apartment here in London, and I take out a real paper notebook. I write a to-do list.
A to-do list. That is a great vocabulary word for our listeners. A to-do list is simply a list of tasks you need to finish. But John, do you write down everything? Like doing the laundry, buying milk, writing emails?
That is a great question. I used to write down 20 different things, but then I felt so stressed. I would look at the list and think, oh no, this is impossible.
I know that feeling exactly. When the list is too long, you just want to go back to sleep.
Exactly. So now I use the rule of 3. I only write down the 3 most important things I must do that day. Just 3. Anything else is extra.
Wow, only 3? That sounds so much more relaxing. I might try that. For me, I use my phone. I have an app where I type my tasks.
That is cool too. But you know, there is something very satisfying about using a pen. When I finish a task, I draw a thick line through it. It feels amazing.
Oh, I totally understand that. Crossing a task off a list gives you a little burst of happiness. But since I use my phone, I get to check a little digital box, and the app makes a happy sound.
Whatever works best for you. Do you look at your phone app all day?
Yes, I do. But here's the problem. Every time I open my phone to check my list, I see a message from a friend or an alert from social media.
Ah, distractions.
Yes, huge distractions. A distraction is something that takes your attention away from what you should be doing. I will open my phone to see my work tasks, and suddenly I am watching funny dog videos on the internet for 30 minutes. Especially golden retrievers. They are so cute.
We've all been there, Emily. Dog videos are very powerful. They're a big distraction.
They really are. So how do you deal with distractions, John? You must have a secret.
Well, to be honest, I struggle with distractions too. Sometimes it's my phone, or sometimes it's just the noise from the traffic outside my window. But I use a method called time blocking.
Time blocking? What does that mean?
It means I cut my day into little blocks of time. For example, from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning, I only answer emails. I do not look at anything else. I do not clean my desk. I do not look at my phone. Then I take a 5-minute break to stretch or drink water.
I see. So you give yourself a specific job for a specific time.
Exactly. And during my work blocks, I put my phone in another room. Out of sight, out of mind. That's an English phrase that means if you can't see it, you won't think about it.
Wow, putting the phone in another room? That takes a lot of discipline. I usually use the timer on my phone. I set a timer for 25 minutes. During those 25 minutes, I work very hard. When the alarm rings, I stop and rest.
Oh, I know that. That's called working in focus sprints, right?
Yes, a focus sprint. It works really well for me. If I know I only have to focus for 25 minutes, my brain says, okay, Emily, we can do this. Anyone can focus for just 25 minutes.
That is a wonderful strategy for our listeners to try. It makes a big project feel very small and easy. So we have our mornings planned and we know how to focus during the day. But Emily, what about the end of the day?
The end of the day is hard for me. Since I work from home in my apartment here in New York, it's hard to know when to stop working. The office is literally in my living room. Sometimes I reply to work emails at 9 o'clock at night.
Oh no, that is not good for your health. You need time to rest and your brain needs time to calm down.
I know. I'm trying to get better at it. What do you do to close out your day? How do you know when to stop?
I have a strict rule. At 6 o'clock in the evening, I turn off my computer, no exceptions. Then I take a short walk in the park near my house. This walk tells my brain that work is officially over.
A transition activity. That is brilliant. You're transitioning or moving from work time to relax time.
Exactly. When I come back, I make dinner, maybe read a book, and I don't think about work again until the next morning. I even pick out the clothes I want to wear the next day. It saves me so much time in the morning.
Oh, preparing your clothes the night before? That's incredibly smart. I need to start doing that. Usually in the morning, I stare at my closet for 10 minutes trying to decide what to wear.
Decision fatigue is real. That's when your brain gets tired from making too many choices. By choosing your clothes at night, your morning is much more peaceful. What do you do to relax before bed, Emily?
Well, after I finally stop checking emails, I like to make a hot cup of chamomile tea. I sit on my sofa, play some soft music, and read a magazine. It really helps me sleep.
That sounds absolutely lovely. Rest is a very important part of time management. If you don't rest, you will have no energy for the next day.
That is such a true statement, John. You can't pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself to do good work.
Precisely. So, to all our listeners, remember that relaxing is not a waste of time. It's necessary. Well, I think we covered some really great tips today, Emily.
I think so too. Let's quickly summarize what we talked about for our listeners. First, we talked about making a to-do list in the morning, maybe using the rule of 3 to keep it simple.
Yes, and second, we discussed how to avoid distractions using time blocking or focus sprints. Remember to put that phone away.
Yes, and finally, we talked about having a clear end to your day. Give yourself time to relax and recharge your energy.
Before we go, let's quickly review a few key vocabulary words. We had to-do list, which is a list of your tasks.
We also learned distraction, which is something that pulls your attention away from your work, like those funny dog videos.
And transition, which means to change from one state or activity to another, like going from work mode to relax mode.
Perfect. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Be English podcast. How do you manage your time? Do you have any special tricks?
We would love to know. Please leave a comment down below and share your daily routines with us. It's a great way to practice your English writing, too.
Yes, please do. And if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends who are also learning English.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Keep practicing and remember to be kind to yourself.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Take care.